Hi, I'm Vanessa Lake, therapist for people working in high trauma environments. In this video, I'm sharing some more helpful tips for using EFT Acupoints, including how to do it discreetly so no one knows you're doing it. If you watch the other videos, you may have thought there's no way I'm remembering all that, especially if I'm actively upset. But don't worry, you don't have to. You don't need to touch every single acupoint or in the exact order for it to work. It is helpful to touch as many of those points as you can because each one represents a different base emotion that you may not even be aware of. You might think you're angry, but you're actually feeling helpless, and those are two different points. So it's nice if you can touch them all, but it's not necessary. For example, when I'm in the store and I've got a headache, I just find myself an empty aisle where no one's around, and I just use my face after my setup statement. When using it for pain, just describe the sensation or any feeling that you have attached to the pain as your reminder statement. So the reminder statement might be throbbing pain above the left eye, or helpless for being physically limited, or disappointed I'm not healed yet. If you have insomnia, especially if you're sleeping next to someone, it's not helpful to swing your arm up and do all of this stuff while you're in bed. It's also not very calming if you're trying to fall asleep. So just use the karate chop for the setup statement. Even though I can't fall asleep, I'm okay. And then as you're laying there, just do the face ones. This is really easy. You can even touch here and just use the face. Use whatever emotion is coming up that's keeping you from sleeping, like if you're anxious about work the next day, or if you don't even know why you can't fall asleep, just, talk about the emotion you're feeling, like frustrated, I can't sleep, frustrated, I can't sleep, frustrated, I can't sleep. And just lay there and do that for 3 rounds. So, how to use acupoints for trauma? You can use the acupoints to help the brain process the trauma and decrease your emotional response to the memories. One way to do this is to make your setup statement, even though this trauma happened, I'm okay. And then simply tell the story while touching all the points to make sure you're describing how you felt throughout the event as well as what was happening, and just talk your way through it. And then you'll be desensitized to the incident itself. If you find that you have specific emotions coming up, then you can do 3 rounds on that exact emotion, such as guilt or anger, helplessness, and then move on with the rest of the story. So, how do you use acupoints without anybody noticing? Because this can be a little bit big and noticeable. Well, one of the easiest ways is simply to hold your hand. So, the karate chop is here and the gamut point is here. If you simply rest your hand and touch, you can hold your hand like this on your lap during a meeting. Nobody has to know what you're doing. Another really easy way is under the eye and side of the eye. The side of the eye is actually your rage point. So if you're like really angry or pissed about something, this is a good one to be touching while you're sitting there listening to the person. Another one would be under the chin, above the lip, below the lip, above the lip. You can just alternate. Nobody knows what you're doing while you're, just sitting there. Some people, while they watch TV, they just naturally put their hand underneath their collarbone and just kind of rest it there. That's another way that you can do this discreetly and nobody knows. Just while you're using these points, just think about the thing that's bothering you for 90 seconds. Focus on the emotion. Maybe go through mentally, quietly in your head some of the script, and that will help decrease the intensity of those emotions, and nobody has to know. If you find my videos helpful, you know the drill. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want more coping skills to manage your stress, check out my website for more resources and free downloads. Link in the description below.